willing to shine your light, even if it's a little bit scary. Thank you. So, the last few weeks of January, we have been discussing the first chapters of the Science of Mind textbook. And so, we have the first chapter, which is the thing itself, universal intelligence, creative brilliance, divine light, my beloved. I forgot that you're super tall. There, that's better. The way it works, the seed of perfection is planted within us, and Spirit works through us. What it does, everything. And now, I am profoundly blessed and extremely excited to share with you what I feel is the most important thing I could teach anyone. I get a little misty when I think about the power that we have to use. So to take these life-changing spiritual principles and show you exactly how to use it. How to use it. My God, I don't think there is anything more important in my life. I don't think there's anything more exhilarating, more loving, more compassionate that I could do for myself, for you, or for the world than teach how to use it. So we take in all of the other powerful and useful information that has been shared so far this month. And we breathe it in and we embody it. And it is so valuable to know, so worthwhile to study and expand upon. And know that all of it, absolutely all of it, is life-changing and significant. And now we're going to learn how to use it. And moreover, how to use it consciously. Because the law is always working. We can learn how to consciously create a better way of living, creating and expanding our minds and our experiences to be enriched, beautiful, joyful, loving, best day ever, every day lives that we could ever possibly imagine. Our lives are governed by natural and spiritual laws. They are always there, always present. The law is always working, whether or not we know about it or are consciously aware of it. The world is still always all around me, even when I have my eyes closed. Just like when I hit the light switch at the end of the day, I can trust that in the morning, the electricity is still working. I know that when I open my eyes, the world is still working all around me. Each of us can use the law of mind, consciously, proactively, and continuously. Each of us has the power to be the directors of our own lives. It can be as simple as stepping into it. Just stepping in to that absolutist attitude. That for sure there is only God and absolutely nothing else. That I am it and it is me. That everything is made up of the same stuff. With such an absolute sense of oneness, the world really would be open to your wildest and most sacred wants. You would want for nothing because you would have everything. Because it is yours to the level at which you believe in it. This one piece from Ernest Holmes always tickles me. If we believe that it will not work, it really works by appearing to not work. When we believe that it cannot and will not, then according to the principle, it does not. But when it does not, it still does, only it does according to our belief that it will not. Does anyone need that again? Okay, where we are now is knowing that there is a power, a creative intelligence, and there is a law, a spiritual law, the law of mind. And we know that we can use it because it is always present, infinitely powerful and creative, and always, always, always doing exactly what you want it to do. This is why this is so important. Because it is always working, always taking in whatever we tell it. Wouldn't it be worthwhile to learn how to set a course of conscious thought, to be filled with positivity and filled with intention? Every thought is a prayer. Should we not train our thoughts then to be directive and in perfect right alignment with a life that is heavenly? I was once asked, if I could teach one thing to the world, what would it be? The answer is still the words of Ernest Holmes, when he said, "There's a power in the universe that is greater than I am, and I can use it. And since I can use it, I do. And because I do, I have demonstrated it working in my life again and again, over and over." I've shared bits and pieces of my life experience before I have found the signs of mind. The gray stuff, the uncomfortable stuff that nobody likes to talk about in public, because we all have this experience that we want to express that it's going great. It's going fantastic, honest. And so I do this because I want to teach the world that anyone can change their life. If they want something different for themselves, if they want a new experience, it can be done. I do this because my life is an experiment of spirit made into form through thought and action. If looking into my years of struggle, of pain, depression, and anxiety can be looked upon as past, as something that is no longer the truth of who I am, and that I have demonstrated the direct use of the law of mind to create the life that I love to live every day, then maybe, just maybe, I can help someone else simply by doing the hard work first, by demonstrating all the stuff from point A to point B. Then maybe I can help someone through the fact that I've already built a confidence in this truth. Holmes said, "No past mistake can hinder or obstruct the flow of the divine intelligence through God's idea." I look into my past and I see some very dark moments, some mistakes. But the past does not dictate the future. We can choose a new idea for ourselves. If we want something, we can have it. And if we need something, it is already ours. It is the law. Ernest Holmes writes, "We should be able to look at a wrong condition with the knowledge that we can change it. The realization that we have this ability must be gained by the application of our knowledge." Once you wake up, you can't go back to sleep. You have to constantly apply what it is you know. So here's the tough part. Before I went to bed on Friday, I was informed that my cousin, one of my favorite people in my life growing up, made his transition. He was younger than I am. And when we were children, we were often thought of as twins. People thought we looked alike, we did everything together. We were two peas in a pod, joined at the hip. And unfortunately, we eventually grew to a certain age, and we started making different decisions and different choices for ourselves. I began to see him struggle, get into trouble, hang out with the wrong crowd, as they say. And I haven't spoken to him for over 10 years, but still he was in my thoughts and in my heart. A few of those decisions that he made affected the way life was working through him. The conditions in my experience of his life were difficult. And for a time in my life, I was on that same path, just on a different road. I got this feeling in my stomach when I found out that he passed. I had a good cry and remembered that the joy that he must be experiencing now that he is home. No more struggling, no more pain. Then I began to feel really incredibly responsible. If only he would have known how to use the infinite source of all creation. If only I had shared what I know with him, would it have made a difference? Could I have helped him in some way? Now, I don't want to seem like I'm making him out to have done anything wrong. He didn't. He was a beautiful, divine, radiant idea, just as we all are. We have thoughts, we have choices, and he had thoughts and he had choices. And he lived a life that was full of love. He was surrounded by people that cared about him, and through all of it lived with a smile on his face. Still, there were these conditions that he was living with for most of his life, physical conditions. The physical effects or conditions that are present in any of our lives are the end result of a choice, a thought that we have made at some point in our lives. Holmes wrote, "While it is true that wrong conditions exist, they could not remain unless there was someone to experience them. Consequently, the experience must be in consciousness. Change the consciousness and the false condition will disappear. Conditions are not entities. We are entities." How do I change my consciousness and dissolve all false conditions? Here's the big reveal. Spiritual mind treatment. What the Science of Mind textbook says about treatment is that treatment is an intelligent energy in the invisible world. It is a spiritual entity working through the law of mind, and it is an actual force, now consciously directed. Therefore, it must produce a specific result. It goes on to say, it is a spiritual entity in the mental world and is equipped with power and volition. As much power and volition as there is faith in it, given to it by the mind of the one using it. And operating through the law, it knows exactly how to work and what methods to use and just how to use them. We do not put the power into this word. What we do is allow the power to flow through the law that makes it so. How do we use it? We consciously and creatively direct our thoughts through the application of spiritual mind treatment, or affirmative prayer if you would prefer, into our daily practice. When we create into form that which we thought and spoke into the law, we are simply revealing the truth that is always present, always there. It is whole within us, and we are never without it. We reveal that truth, and the old conditions disappear. And as we do this repeatedly with practice, we gain confidence, we build up that practice. With each demonstration, we are reinforcing our faith in the understanding that there is one power, one presence in the universe, and we can use it. Now, this quote from the chapter of The Science of Mind on how to use it, I spent a few moments with this week, repeating it out loud over and over again, because for me, it was a little mind-blowing. It might not be for you, but it is for me. Its apparent intangibility is lessened whenever and wherever anyone actually demonstrates the supremacy of spiritual thought force over apparent material resistance. What? Its apparent intangibility is lessened whenever and wherever anyone actually demonstrates the supremacy of spiritual thought force over apparent material resistance. Now, the English version. The idea that it can't be ours lessens whenever and wherever anyone can create into their own experience an effect or condition that they desire. Basically, practice. And practice until you get it, and then practice some more. If you doubt your ability the slightest, even a little bit, treat for the removal of that doubt. Treat for faith. Treat for the revealing of the power, the presence that is within you. Just treat. This is the most important thing I could ever teach anyone. That there is a power in the universe greater than I am, and I can use it. and even more so, you can use it. I'm just going to finish with a spiritual mind treatment by the big man himself, Dr. Ernest Holmes, the founder and creator of the science of mind, a spiritual philosophy that has changed my life. And so if you want to, just close your eyes and take these words as your own. I am a center in the divine mind, a point of God-conscious life, truth and action. My affairs are divinely guided and guarded into right action, into correct results. Everything I do, say, or think is stimulated by the truth. There is power in this word that I speak because it is of the truth, and it is the truth. There is perfect and continuous right action in my life and my affairs. All belief in wrong action is dispelled and made negative. Right action alone has power, and right action is power, the power of God, the living Spirit Almighty. This Spirit animates everything that I do, say, or think. Ideas come to me daily, and these ideas are divine ideas. They direct me and sustain me with effort. I am continuously directed. I am compelled to do the right thing at the right time, to say the right word at the right time, to follow the right course at all times. All suggestion of age, poverty, limitation, or unhappiness is uprooted from my mind and cannot gain entrance to my thought. I am happy, well, and filled with perfect life. I live in the Spirit of truth, and I am conscious that the Spirit of truth lives in me. My word is the law unto its own manifestation, and will bring to me or cause me to be brought to it fulfillment. There is no unbelief, no doubt, no uncertainty. I know and I know and I know. Let every thought of doubt vanish from my mind, that I may know the truth, and the truth may make me free. And the truth may make me free. And so it is.
So it is.
Namaste.